Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network. It's a happy Monday here, although not as happy as we might hope since we've got weather kind of dimming the spirits of things going on here. We have lost the broadcast for today as we were expecting to bring you boys hockey action from the Darien Ice Rink with the Darien Blue Wave taking on the Greenwich Cardinals. Cardinals in a little bit of a free fall right now, so an interesting game there. That game has been moved now from today at 4 o'clock until Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So we will have that game for you on Wednesday at 4 from the Darien Ice Rink, and we will join you for that. So really no games until Wednesday. The schedule getting kind of messy and mixed up as the day goes along. There are scores to talk about. They continue to come in. I do have some finals here that have rolled in from at least boys hockey, girls basketball, and boys basketball. And we can certainly bring you those. In fact, we'll start there. And then we've got some video highlights from over the weekend. We had basketball on Friday. We had wrestling on Saturday. So we've got some good stuff to give you. And maybe we can get an update on the playoff situation as well. It's going to be a busy next couple of days as we get things lined up for the playoffs. In fact, you know, really you're looking at the end of girls hockey and basketball season this very week, in fact. And the Greenwich Cardinals will certainly be going in on a good note. They knocked off the Ludlow Falcons today, 57-41 in back of Abby Wolf with 24 points. The Wilton Warriors have punched their ticket into the FCAC playoffs, and that's a heck of a job when you think of all the losses to graduation last year for the Warriors to be able to pick up the pieces, because the thinking was all the players that they lost, they wouldn't be that good this year. Well, they certainly weren't as like last year's team. Last year's team was one for the ages. This is still a good team, and it is now a playoff team as they beat Staples today 40-31. Finals in from boys basketball. Trumbull over McMahon 67-57, so now 3-6 in the last 9 for Brian McMahon, who again, they continue to stumble, but Trumbull might be the best team in the conference. Buddy Bray might have himself a championship team there. I could see them and Danbury in the final, and it'll be here on the HAN Network. That'd be a heck of a matchup. Staples over Wilton 73-65. Staples playing a little bit of a kill, kind of breaking the brackets apart. Wilton, very interesting basketball team. Can't quite figure them out entirely. We'll show you the highlights from Friday in a moment. Ludlow over Greenwich, and I believe it was, and I'll double check here, I neglected to write the number down, but I believe it was 73-65. Ludlow getting Cole Prowett-Smith with 15 points on the day, and as soon as I can get you that score, I certainly will bring it to you. But in hockey, the Fairfield Co-op knocked off Cheshire 1-0 and Norwalk McMahon by 2 over the Housatonic, Wamogo, and that whole co-op 7-5. But why don't we go back, take a look at last Friday to get things started here. Boys basketball as Wilton hosted Brian McMahon. You saw it right here on the HAN Network, and you saw a pretty big night for a young man named Matt Cronenberg. Now he pulls up, gives it off to Cronenberg, brings it across with a no-look for Williams. That's a 3.
Williams came down, stood here in the corner, Rob, didn't move.
Up from Williams, but they get the board. Back up top was Wood. Now they swing it left. That goes over to Cronenberg. Cronenberg switching hands on the dribble. He'll pull up and hit.
Oh, great handwork, great ball handling by Cronenberg.
Looking back up top, played by St. Louis, deals down low to the left baseline, up and in, and Quinlan Huertas gets on the board. Deals right, finds a wide open man back up top. Cronenberg from way downtown, that's good.
Nails it from the NBA three-point line.
34-13 between the circles. Williams at the line, no good. Rattled around, they get it back. Cronenberg puts it home. Matt Cronenberg increases the lead to 43-28. Bounded back by Maloney. Gotta watch living and dying by the 3. Can be a dangerous way to go. Cronenberg up top. Cronenberg gets between the circles. Now falls in and throws it in from the right blocks.
Great drive by Cronenberg. Recognizes he's got the one-on-one and a shot at the lane. He takes it.
Taken back and recovered now by Cronenberg to slow things up. James Maloney was able to tip it off to him. 6 minutes to go. Floater in the lane is good for Cronenberg.
To do the dunk.
And this one is done. 65-48 is your final score. Matt Cronenberg, 31 points on Friday night, so great job by him and a good win for Wilton. But again, they come out and lose 73-65 today to Staples. Now, Ludlow, I did get that score cleaned up. Ludlow over Greenwich, 64-55, so that's how that one wound up. And, you know, Ludlow coming off the loss the other night at the hands of Fairfield Ward, as Ward swept everything that night. But and Greenwich was right on the verge of getting a win over Danbury before not quite a buzzer beater, only a few seconds left in that game, but the Hatters came back and won that game very late. So a couple of tough losses for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, another team, was kind of tough to figure out. We mentioned hockey to you, and I know that New Canaan is trailing Xavier. They're in the first period up in Middletown 2-0. Now remember, we do have weather to be concerned with throughout the region, and that's certainly a factor as we've got a winter weather advisory that we're under up here, and temperatures remain very cold, of course, and you know, we're going to see those temperatures rise. You think about it, and I mentioned this on Coffee Break this morning, coldest spot in the entire United States was north of Syracuse, New York yesterday at 37 below. For me, it was 6 below. I don't know about the rest of the crew, but I think we were right around 6 or 10 below. Wind chills added into that. It was a very cold day, and we're going to somehow make it to 55 tomorrow. So go figure. That's you know, you can't explain weather, as the saying goes in the trade. But we do know that we've got some cancellations, some things and postponements, I should say more specifically. So let me update you on those right now before we get to the wrestling highlights. We already know Greenwich and Ludlow have played. We know about Trumbull McMahon, Wilton Staples. Danbury and Ridgefield were scheduled for 2 o'clock. This all in boys basketball. Central and New Canaan scheduled for 2:30. Norwalk and West Hill are now tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Ward and St. Joseph is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and Trinity Catholic and Darien tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. From girls basketball, basically everything I just said, for the most part, reverse it, but I'll still read it. Ludlow at Greenwich stays on. That already happened. Greenwich got the win. McMahon and Trumbull, no scoring yet from that one, but that one was scheduled for a noon tip. Staples and Wilton, that has already happened. Wilton with the win. Ridgefield Danbury tipped at 2 at Danbury High School. New Canaan and Central scheduled to tip at 4 at Bridgeport. West Hill and Norwalk postponed to 3 tomorrow. Darien and Trinity Catholic postponed to 5:45 tomorrow. And St. Joseph and Ward postponed to 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We know in boys hockey, Fairfield and Cheshire are already done. The Housatonic Northwestern Wamogo against Norwalk McMahon alphabet soup game is already in the books. Trinity Catholic and West Hill Stamford is playing, and last I saw, West Hill Stamford had a lead in that game. New Canaan Xavier, they are underway. E.O. Smith Tolland, Brookfield Bethel Danbury, that is postponed to be announced. The always popular TBA. Notre Dame West Haven and Ridgefield, that's at the Winter Garden. That is, to my knowledge, just underway, and I want to make sure, again, if you are in the area of Ridgefield, I encourage you, take your cell phone with you. You can watch the show, but go to that game. They are raising money there today for Notre Dame of West Haven's defenseman Doug Caliendo, who lost his father, Lou, just about 2 weeks ago to cancer. So by all means, go out and check out that game. Plus, it's a good hockey game. Notre Dame West Haven, one of the best in the state, and Ridgefield has made some moves lately. They're not a bad team either. That can be a good game today at the Winter Garden. Greenwich and Darien was our game, as I mentioned at the top of the show. That has been postponed to Wednesday at 4. We will have it for you from the Darien Ice Rink on Wednesday. St. Joseph and Notre Dame of Fairfield, that was scheduled for the Milford Ice Pavilion. That is now postponed to Thursday with a time to be announced. And Wilton and Massac scheduled for the rinks at Shelton. That's postponed to TBA. From girls ice hockey, Darien and Hamden already played. No final in yet. New Canaan and Greenwich scheduled for 1:45. No details on that game. Ridgefield and Hall scheduled for tomorrow night at 8. Now, on to wrestling. And a big day on Saturday at New Canaan High School. The FCAC Championships, and the first time we covered it here on the HAN Network. Had a good time with it as we watched some really good wrestlers. We are seeing some young men, no girls in this one, but some young men who are really at the very top of their game. Certainly the Kane brothers out of Fairfield, Chase Lind out of Fairfield Ludlow. Wrestlers who are really doing some pretty spectacular things. But there was no drama in terms of the team scores. That had already been decided. Danbury was already named the champion even before the first wrestler hit the mat for the championships. But let's check out the highlights from Saturday right here on Nutmeg Sports.
Plenty of time. He just has to settle in.
1:10 remaining in the third.
He's trailing 11-9 at this point, but he has back points coming, which would put him in the lead. And he's looking to get the pinfall and win the FCAC title. He's got it. From the third seed.
Arliss with the great comeback.
One more time trying to get to his feet.
3.
There's that roll I thought was coming.
No.
Nope. Andrew Marquis, 195-pound FCAC wrestling champion from Danbury High School. See if he can turn the corner. He's been trying to go in, straight in. Looking for the head throw, look for a little hip in there. Misses it. Solomon James gets the takedown. 12 seconds left.
4-1. Down to 5.
Another great match.
And this one's over.
Give the title to Solomon James.
2-0.
Greco's just trying to look away. Keep the pressure away from the shoulder side.
Danbury already with 3 champions today.
Make it 4. There is honor in the 11-0. There is, not the silliness of just.
Yes.
Will Farrell can't just run out there and go woo and see if he scares him. He's turned him.
And there's the pin.
And then lay down.
There it is.
Nice. Very efficient. Very, very efficient win. Joey Ryan, the FCAC 170-pound champion, with the win over Kevin Thomas from Stamford.
Hi there. We are back. So on the fly, we'll put up some results from Saturday. That's exactly what I was in the middle of talking to AJ about, some of the results from Saturday. All you can do is laugh at it. Here we go with the results. Individually, Matt Ryan with the win in 106. Jacob Camacho was very good, the 3-1 win. Real highlights in this, Tim Kaine at 132 with the pinfall, but he just went out and put on a show. Another win for Danbury with Jeremy Fields. Charlie Kane, we were talking about this off the air, in fact. Charlie Kane reached a point in his match with Justin Peterson, and I remember Bill Bloxham saying Charlie Kane and Justin Peterson are friends, but there was a moment that Charlie Kane said, okay, we're done being friends, and boom, he finished things right off. 13-5 was the final. Joey Ryan, great show put on by him in the 170 class. Chase Lind, a 7-1 win. He was terrific as well. We could talk about all of them. They were all terrific. Desmond Washington at 285 with that 3-2 win over Alex Lobson's. And that's where it all turned out. So congratulations to all the winners. In terms of the points, Danbury at 277. They got the overall championship. Trumbull at 195. It was Ward at 183. Ludlow and Ridgefield rounded out the top 5. Can't say enough congratulations to all of them. And congratulations to Greenwich High School, who got the win in gymnastics over Darien on Saturday as well. Love to cover as much as we can, and we haven't quite found the way to clone or split things up just yet. So we did wrestling, we had our eye on gymnastics. Congratulations to all the winners from the weekend. We'll take a break here on Nutmeg Sports. We'll come back, we've got some more to do. We'll take a look at the playoff scenes, see where we're going as we get ready for the playoffs, and just remind you of the upcoming schedule. We got a lot of stuff to do. So all that and more when Nutmeg Sports rolls on for a Monday right here on the HAN Network.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut, or shop us online at dariensport.com.
While there's still a bite out on the water, most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back with you on Nutmeg Sports for a Monday edition. I'm Rob Adams. Donald Eng with the week off, by the way. Don't want to forget about Don. So Don taking the week off. We'll see Dave Stewart hopefully later in the week. It's going to be a little bit of a strange week now with the movement of our hockey game from today to Wednesday, but we'll work that all out a little bit later in the week. We'll give you good shows tomorrow and Wednesday, and then a couple of days off for all of us as we get lined up for the playoffs. Let's head back to gymnastics now. Our very own Steve Buno, sports editor of the Darien Times, put together a package of clips from Saturday's gymnastics. Like I said, we're able to clone things. Let's watch it right here on the HAN Network.
Your 2016 FCS 4 champion and your all-around champion with a 38.5 from Greenwich, Adherence Taylor. Congratulations, ladies, your 2016 all-around champion.
My floor was definitely amazing. It's one of the best floors I've done all season, and I'm just really proud of myself and my team as well.
And what type of thing, what do you do on the floor? How do you, if I was a gymnast, how would you describe to me your routine?
My first pass is a round-off back handspring double back, which is 2 flips in the air. My second pass is a front tuck step out, round-off back handspring full, which is a full twist. And my last pass is a round-off back handspring double twist. These skills are pretty hard, and I work on them a lot at the gym at Darien and the gym at Greenwich, and I'm just glad I was able to pull everything off because it's a lot sometimes.
And that, of course, Adneris De Jesus of Greenwich Gymnastics, who won all 4 of the events and the all-around as she led the Cardinals to their first FCAC championship since 1982. Congratulations to the Cardinals. Very big news there coming out of Greenwich. And of course, that all took place at Jonathan Law High School in Milford. Let's turn to the athlete of the week now from last week. First of all, time to name the winners. And last week, you had a good selection of nominees for Week 8, but there could only be one winner, and it was a 15-point win on the men's side with Joe Lucy of St. Joseph basketball knocking off Jack Moore of Trumbull. So a little crosstown fun there. For Joe Lucy, he gets the win, and he had 19 points and 3 timely three-pointers in leading St. Joseph to an 84-73 victory over Brian McMahon on February 1st. That's where his candidacy came in. On to the ladies' side. Little closer there, maybe? Yeah, 6-point win for Nina Vetter of Trumbull, 41%, knocking off Katie Jasminski of Ridgefield Track and Field. So there are your top two. And as for Nina Vetter, a fine job by her to get the win, 16 points, 9 rebounds to lead Trumbull 50-35 over Norwalk back on February 1st. Now let's move on to this week, and the nominees are all set, and I'm very happy to say selfishly that I'm now one of the nominating parties of this whole gig, so kind of fun to add my 2 cents in. We will start on the ladies' side. Ladies first, Kenajay Brown of Bridgeport Central Track and Field, and I will totally apologize in advance if I just butchered that name. She won the 55-meter dash in the CIAC Class XL Championship on Thursday. A time of 7.35 gave her the victory. Ms. Brown from Bridgeport Central. Hannah DeBalsey of Staples Track and Field, just another week for Hannah. Again, a double winner in the distance races at the Class XL Championship on Thursday. She won a 16-meter run in 5:02.09 and the 3,200-meter in 10:53.49. Leah Sarkisian of Danbury Track and Field is up next. She took home 3 gold medals as the Hatters won the CIAC Class XL Championship on Thursday. She finished first in the 600-meter run with a time of 1:36.42, anchored the Hatters winning teams in the 4x400 relay and the sprint medley relay as well. Leah Sarkisian of Danbury Track and Field. Tiana England of Stanford basketball up next. Big win for the Black Knights as they knocked off Fairfield Ward. First loss in the conference for Fairfield Ward this season. And England, the senior point guard, had 23 points in that victory. She scored 16 of her points in the second half, 10 of 11 from the line, including 7 of 8 in the fourth quarter. Claire Conley of New Canaan Track and Field is up next. Won the shot put at the Class L Championship on Saturday in New Haven. A throw of 38 feet, 0.5 inches was more than 2 feet better than her seed mark. Claire Conley from New Canaan. Christine Fiore of Darien basketball, a double-double in the Blue Waves' 54-45 win over St. Joseph. 16 points, 16 rebounds. Jessica Ezelin of Greenwich Ice Hockey, the sophomore goalie for the Cardinals, 13 saves to earn a shutout. Greenwich defeated Stanford West Hill Staples 1-0 on Wednesday. And the aforementioned Adneris De Jesus of Greenwich Gymnastics. She scored 38.5 in the all-around and had first-place scores of 9.7 on the vault, 9.6 on the bars, 9.55 on the beam, and 9.65 on the floor. Congratulations to her and the Cardinals, their first championship since 1982. On to the men's side now. We'll start with Tim Kane of Fairfield Ward Wrestling. He won the 132-pound title at the FCAC Wrestling Championship on Saturday. He was the top seed and won his 3 matches by pinfalls, including a victory in 5:36 over number 2 Quinn Reedy of Wilton in the title bout. Will Arliss of New Canaan Wrestling is up next. He captured the 182-pound championship. A senior, he scored 2 pinfalls and defeated number 2 Kyle McCormick of Ridgefield 11-9 in the semis. He then pinned Wilton's Jared Gladstein 5:03 in the final. Chris Sam from Danbury Wrestling is up next. The 4th seed pinned 4 straight opponents to win the 120-pound weight class at the FCAC Championship. He needed just 7 minutes and 41 seconds to win his 4 matches, earning the fastest fall award. Congratulations to him. Joey Ryan of Trumbull is our next nominee. The top seed at 170 stayed true to form, pinning all 3 of his opponents to win the FCAC Championship. In the title bout, he defeated Stanford's Kevin Thompson in just 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Ryan Wilson of St. Joseph Ice Hockey is our next nominee. Wilson made 27 saves. The Cadets defeated Greenwich 3-0 on Tuesday. The sophomore made 20 saves in the first 2 periods as St. Joe's held a 1-0 lead, and then the Cadets went on and scored twice in the final period for a win. That snapped a 4-game losing streak, by the way. Messiah Crandall of Danbury Basketball had a basket with under 5 to play, and that capped the comeback to give the Hatters a 58-57 win over Greenwich. Danbury trailed by 7 with 2 remaining before ending the game on an 8-0 run. He had 11 points, 7 in the final quarter. Giacomo Brancato, the junior guard at Fairfield Ward, scored 18 points in the Coaches versus Cancer game on Thursday night against Ludlow. The entire Mustang team dedicated the game to Giacomo, who has completed treatments for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Brancato scored 14 in the second half as the Mustangs beat the Falcons 50-46. They're 10-7 on the year. Next up, Cameron Blake from Trinity Catholic Basketball. He scored 20 points behind 5 3-pointers when the freshman led the Crusaders to a 56-52 victory over Trumbull High on February 12th. They're now 8-8 and they've qualified for the state tournament. Jay Jimmer DeVito from Stanford Basketball is our next male nominee. 25 points, a pair of threes. The Black Knights defeated Central 70-49 on February 12th. And finally, Connor Harkins of Greenwich Basketball, 30 points to lead the Cardinals to a 76-47 win over Bridgeport Central on February 10th. When I last checked the voting, only 2 votes, 2, had been put in. So we need to get to the voting. Of course, we will name the winners at this time next week on Nutmeg Sports. We have a chance to take a quick time out before we put a wrap on this one. So come on back, stick with us. We will say goodbye right after this. You're watching Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network.
Denali is your outdoor retail destination in the Westfield Trumbull Mall. For the last 21 years, we have carefully selected clothing, footwear, and gear from a variety of the best outdoor brands, such as the North Face, Patagonia, Vineyard Vines, UGG, Merrell, GoPro, New Balance, and many more. Our stores have a friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you with all of your running, hiking, and cold weather needs, and in discovering all things outdoorsy and awesome. Visit us in the Westfield Trumbull Mall or online at DenaliOutdoor.com.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express, open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Do you do a lot of running around but get nowhere when you're buying a car? Visit Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram for the one-stop buying experience and stop spinning your wheels.
It's the new year. The to-do list is long and it's easy to feel pulled in many directions at once. Your professional, personal shoppers at Walter Stewart's are ready to check groceries off your list by shopping for you. Save extra time this year and spend it doing more important things. Great food and wine delivered to your home with the same-day service. Shop Stewart's online at stewartsmarket.com.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter, and I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Welcome back to Nutmeg Sports as we wrap things up, and it's kind of neat when we can do this. It's kind of a juggling act, though, but when we can give you scores that are active, it's kind of fun to be able to do this. Xavier leading New Canaan 2-0 after 1 period of play. That is up at the Wesleyan ice rink up at Wesleyan University is what I was trying to say in Middletown, which is a fantastic place if you've never been. Jess Eccleston has just scored off a slap shot with assists from Mia Carroll, Liz McCarthy. New Canaan up 2-0 in their game as well, so a good job there by the Rams on the girls' side in ice hockey, so a 2-0 lead there. And they are getting underway between Ridgefield and the Danbury Hatters in boys basketball. So still some games that are going to go on. But again, we remind you of this winter weather advisory that we are under. And, You know, we were just talking off the air where I can see Bridgeport Avenue from where we are, which parallels Route 8. Route 8 to our left as you're looking at me, and off to the right is Bridgeport Avenue. And it seems to be moving by pretty well right now, but certainly I think the side roads are going to start getting a little dicey as and these guys all laugh at me when I start giving all my road knowledge, so love you guys so much. Do you know Interstate 4 cuts through Orlando, Florida? I thought I'd throw that out. From Tampa, where it meets 75 over to 95. And
Rob, we need to wrap up.
Have a lot of fun with these guys. What can I tell you? Anyway, just be careful on the roads. Side roads are going to get a little nasty. We are going to see 1 to 2 inches of snow and a little bit of a glaze of ice, so keep that in mind. With all that said, it is 2:30. We're out of here for today. That'll do it for Nutmeg Sports. Fun edition, able to have a good time with it. We will be back with you tomorrow. We'll get deeper into where we are with the playoff seedings and everything else. Tomorrow we'll be busy. Wednesday we'll be busy. Hockey for us on Wednesday. Coffee break tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Kate and Don and I along then. But for now, thanks to AJ Simonowski, Eric Engine did something, I'm sure. For all of them, I'm Rob Adams. Enjoy your day. See you tomorrow.